Greetings, YouTube. It's Gurk here, and it's time to talk about Path of Exile 2, Dawn of the Hunt, which has seemed to be the most controversial patch ever to grace the game. And honestly, I'm a little surprised. I've watched a good number of reviews and reactions and streams of people playing through the patch, and I don't know if I just like lucked into the $1 million lottery or something. But I have been having a great time, and I'm right at maps, and I have not had really any issues. And from what I've heard from everyone else, it seems like people actually like maps better now than they did before. So maps have improved. But where everyone seems to be complaining is getting to maps is taking too long. The maps are too big. It's too hard. The scaling's all whack. Lots of different things. And for me, I have not noticed these problems. To put into perspective where I'm at, I played I played the Huntress, and then I rolled Ritualist, and then I also have played the new Witch, which is the Lich. And I did like a full lightning spear build all through Act 1, and then I swapped to a bleed build after that, just because I didn't really feel like running lightning anymore since I had already done that with Stormweaver last season. And I also had lightning stuff with my monks, so I was just like, we don't need lightning anymore. So we went bleed, and I literally did not die on anything. It was so easy, and I was playing a melee class, and I had played ranged previously, and I was playing really broken stuff last time, guys. So I was like, okay, we're having like the true hardcore experience now, because I am, playing melee. And I was still able to, take out all the bosses on my first try. None of the mobs really gave me any trouble. Everything seemed to die pretty quick. Now, the one issue I was having was I was just getting disconnected from the server a lot. And then it would reconnect me, or it would crash. And it would just have, lots of annoying little bullcrap that continued to take place. And those things, of course, caused a little bit of a struggle, right? Like, that would cause anybody a struggle. But at the end of the day, I wasn't dying, so it didn't really matter. And I thought that the Amazon, or no, I keep calling it the Amazon. It's, I guess, the Ritualist. I thought the Ritualist was fun. I'm running the 3-ring style, and then I have like the boost to my amulets and rings, and it's working really, really well. I'm actually running, this is crazy. I got 3 of the same ring to drop, unique ring, which boosts your bleed magnitude. So my Ritualist is absurdly busted. Like I have so much blood magnitude, it's insane, and I'm just killing everything very, very quickly. And so I heard all these complaints, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna roll what was my least favorite class last time, which was the Witch, because I want to have like a more normal person's experience. I doubt everyone's playing the new class. Of course, the new class is probably going to be OP. So what do? I roll a new character, right? I roll a Witch. Oh my god. If you guys think this game is hard now, and actually, before I even get into it, I felt like the bosses had much more telegraphed moves, and I felt like their moves were slower and less frequent than they previously were, unless you end up with the weird glitch where the boss just spams the same move over and over again. And I'm specifically talking about the Temple of Chaos, where I fought the bird that flies between the multi-levels. Every time I would hit that bird, it just flew away immediately. Like one hit, flies away. One hit, flies away. It was clearly a glitch. I still beat it. It just took forever. But I beat the Trials actually under-leveled, and then I beat the Temple of Chaos right when I found it as well, which on my first playthrough, I needed to be over-leveled for those things. So, again, it was just easier. So anyway, moving on to the Lich, or the Witch in general. I started off on the Witch, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to go minions because minions are for babies, so I'm just going to play, I don't know. We're just going to use what we get. And we got a weapon, and the weapon had, it did like the hex damage, and then I was going to use Contagion, right? Because that's like the first spell you get. And then I end up getting like the Drain ability, I think it's called. Whatever your first like curse attack is, Withering Touch. And those 2 abilities together, for some reason now, one-shot everything. I literally will just put my AoE dot on them. I'll throw 1 beam at them with chain. It'll go through the enemies. they will all explode and die. I don't even have to stop running. It took me half the amount of time to finish everything on my Lich that it did on my Amazon. Whatever her stupid name is, the Huntress. They should just change the Huntress's name to the Amazon and then make her subclass the Huntress. Like, Jesus, God, it's so annoying. Anyway, it was way faster, so much easier, way less effort. I was ranged. I had minions protecting me because I have the scepter, right? Because I want the spirit. I have auras around me now that just protect me, slow everybody, spread my disease around. And then I went the Lich path, obviously, and then now my energy shield is giving me more damage. My energy shield is even better. I can't fathom how ridiculously easy this class is to play, and I feel like it takes even less setup than my Stormweaver did, and everyone said the Stormweaver was busted. It's kind of like playing the Cold Monk from last season with that ring, where I threw one wave and everything on the screen just popped. It's the same as that, except it's just an infinitely chaining curse that kills everything that I only have to throw one time. I don't even have to throw more than one. It is insanely good. And I really don't think it's intentional. Like, I 100% expect it to get nerfed. I made a short on it earlier. I really think it'll get nerfed. But right now, the chaos damage over time Lich is just incredibly strong. But yet, I see everyone complaining in the global chat and on the streams about how insanely difficult the game is right now. Notably, the people complaining are also the people in maps already, 2 days into the season. So, like, I feel like the campaign can't be that rough if you're already in the end game and the season just started. Like, your normal dad probably is gonna take a week and a half to hit end game, with their 2 hours a night of gaming. But, like, you're gonna make pretty easy progress. I feel like at least both classes I played, insanely easy on solo play. Now, when you hop into co-op multiplayer, the scaling does seem to ramp up quite a bit. My Lich feels insanely less powerful, and so does my Bleed Amazon, or whatever this, F this, not Bleed Amazon. That was from chat. I read your message, not the Bleed Amazon. The Bleed Ritualist feels insanely busted as well. But I don't know. I know everyone's complaining, and I understand. People say the maps are too big. Now, they did just give us a mount, so, like, I haven't used it, but I'm assuming the robot helps getting around the maps be quicker. But I just haven't felt like the maps are too big. I don't know. Like, I'm enjoying that they're big. I'm enjoying the density. I'm enjoying the amount of time it takes. Like, I don't want to just blitz through this game within, like, a week and move on to the next one, right? Like, I like that it takes a while. It feels like an MMO. And I feel like people are playing this game like it's a flippin' gacha game. Like, they want the freaking Genshin Impact, easy peasy build, everything dies in 1 second, the whole screen explodes at the same time in a sea of colors. They don't want it to be hard or methodical or slow. And I definitely feel like this game, although the boss fights sometimes can feel like that, this game's fast enough. I mean, shoot, I'm playing the first Descendant, and the speeds feel fairly comparable between the two, and that game's pretty quick. I know it's not as fast as, like, Warframe or POE1, but, like, I throw an ability, everything dies over and over. It's actually insane that people are having such an visceral reaction to the difficulty scaling in this game. When, I want to point this out, it's easier than it was last time y'all played it. Back when the game first launched in early access, it was 10 times harder than this, dramatically harder. The amount of people that couldn't get past Lachlan was like 90% of the player base. The game is so much easier now, and everyone's acting like it is so much harder, and I just had to make this video because I have never had an easier time playing this game, and I want to end this video calling out someone very, very close to me, and I hope he's not offended, but my brother is possibly one of the worst gamers I know. Now, he's a genius, he's very smart, successful, great wife, great family, and he has a great job. He's a normal dude, right? But he's really smart. But he's normally horrible at games. He's been playing this game, 0 issues. He's soloing the stuff. He hasn't complained at all. He's playing a mercenary, and he is just shredding everything. He never does this in games, and he didn't do this last time he played it either. Last time he needed help with everything. So the fact that my brother is able to clear this content and everyone else is crying online that it's too hard, makes me think you're just playing the game wrong. Like, it's like they're intentionally not looking for loot, or they're intentionally not putting on increased rarity, or they're not using the crafting system to level their stuff up because they're saving it to buy it from the auction house, or they're not buying it from the stupid auction house. They're not buying loot at all, or they just don't know their rotations. They forgot to level up their stuff. Maybe they just went through the area so fast that they weren't leveling it up, period, because they didn't have enough XP. I don't know what the problem is. But clearly, either they're all having a problem, or I'm just the greatest Path of Exile 2 player of all time. Because this feels like dramatically easier than last time I played, and all anybody has done is complain and cry about how hard Path of Exile 2 Dawn of the Hunt is. If you like today's video, like, comment, and subscribe below, and let me know how you're feeling about the update. Plan on covering this game thoroughly for a long time to come, and I am really, really loving it. And I hate that on my favorite update, everyone's trashing it so much.